What up, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Tom 202, man. I'm driving to the store. I'm going to get some water. I need some water. And I just decided to make a video because, you know, I got some things on my mind. I seen this old love I used to have 5 years ago, and I still got feelings for her. And I wonder, some people say the best thing for an old love is a new love. And I'm like, that's not necessarily true. And here's why. Because when you have somebody that you used to love and you were spiritually connected with, and you still are spiritually connected with them, if you try to get yourself a new love and, go in deep with that love, like, I'm going to love this person more than I love the last person, or whatever you try to fool yourself to do, what you're going to find out is you're trying to patch up a relationship that you now have because there are holes in the relationship that you used to have. You're using spare parts. And that's it and that's all. You're using spare parts. The person that you love is not getting all of you. They getting, just the spare parts of you. Because your mind and your heart is still on what happened to you in the past. That's a natural thing. But here's the thing about it. You need some closure. And a lot of times when we get left, when somebody doesn't want us no more, when we leave someone, it's not usually a plan. It's not usually this drawn out plan that you have, and I'm getting in front of you, bro. It's not usually this drawn out plan, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes it just happens for one reason or another. It might not even be on purpose. Sometimes a person may, may have to move suddenly, or may be deceased, or whatever it is. You might not have closure, and then you're like, you got this hole that you think is in your heart, but it's a spirit, is what it really is. And that spirit is constantly flashing in your head, uh, about what you could have done, or what you can do. And there's spirits. There's not just one. And sometimes that spirit brings along with it some jealousy. It'll bring along with it some envy. It'll bring along with it some hatred, some malice. Those spirits run together. They're a pack. They're a gang. It might bring some malice with it. And you're sitting there. You might have some pictures or movies of them, or you might go to the same spot, that they go to, and you run into them. And, in your mind, you got these emotions going on. You're like, oh, I'm going to step up to so-and-so and try to convince them to come back to me, because these spirits are just like, every day they're on you. And here's what you think. You think, I can't stop thinking about this person. That's the lie. That's the lie from a pit of hell. You're going, I can't stop thinking about this person. Every day, this, that, and the other. My house still smells like them. You know what I'm saying? My pillow still smells like, I just can't know what it is the spirit is still there. See, the reason why the heart is deceitfully wicked is because you feel these feelings in your heart, right? You feel them in your heart. But what it really is, it's where the soul is. I see your soul is able to, when your soul is empty, when your spirit, your soul is emptied out, is hollow, there's nothing in there. You can always tell somebody who's just got nothing. You can see it in their eyes. But when your soul is filled with something, you can tell that too. When somebody's filled with anger, when the spirit of anger goes into somebody's soul, and they're just sitting there like, you can look, you can feel it. When there's somebody is full of love or full of, they just want to love so much. They just, it's like a child, a newborn child. You're just like, oh my God, this child. You just want to love that child because that child is exhuming nothing but love. It's 100% depending on you. That child loves you in an innate fashion, in an innate way. So you're just like, oh my God, I just love this child because you having that bond with that child, especially if that's your child. But the heart or the soul can be filled with so many spirits. You can have conflicting spirits. I love but I hate you. I want you but I don't want you. You have those spirits. And the thing about those spirits is these spirits can leave your body or they can bring more spirits in that's attached to them. Just like sexual spirits. You having sex with somebody, next thing you know, you want to do stuff that you don't even do. I'm not using bananas. Get out! Like I ain't never. You like what, a banana, grapefruits? Like what happened? What are we doing with the grapefruits and avocados? Come on, now, I don't even eat avocado. I'm just saying, people want to, the monkey. Why where the monkey come from? People have all kind of stuff that they try to do and add on. Or, somebody is, has a basic sex life and they get with somebody who's been doing threesomes. Now you're doing threesomes. Now you doing all kind of stuff that's considered perverted or just out of your lane. You're like, I'm not, like, this is out of my lane. Like, I'm not doing this, and then you don't mess around with that person no more. You can feel that spirit. They say stuff while they're in bed and you're just like, wait, what? You want to, you want to do what? Go in the middle of the street and get it on like, nah, in traffic? Nah, I'm not doing that. Get out of here. I'm done. But you have that. You know what I'm saying? But you have to understand, those spirits that come with all of that are not permanent. They can all be controlled. They all have to come. They all fall up under the name of Christ. All of them. Every single one of them. And, me seeing this woman that I used to be in love with, I got upset when she left me alone. But I never was like, oh, I'm going to hurt you. I was hurt. I shed a tear, and stuff like that. I didn't rage and all this stuff, but, I was hurt. And I was pretty much like, why you leave? Like, why you leave? So it left all, she basically left me because she found somebody else. And I had to look at the relationship and say I was wrong. I shouldn't have been messing with you in the first place. And then I had to talk to the spirits that bound me to her. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you people to do, because this is what I went through. I'm telling you, if you don't confront these spirits that you get involved with when you start sleeping with these people, when you start living outside of the Word of God, these spirits will talk to you. Spirits are noisy. They don't hide. You may not see them, but you can always hear them. This is why you have to use your spirit of discerning. You got to be like, that's not a Christ. You know what I'm saying? I know that's not a Christ. So, you have to use those spirits. And you may not want to because you getting it on with somebody who you just adore. And you wrestle with God about it. And that's what happened to me. I adored this woman. And Christ was like, you need to leave her alone. And I was like, okay, well, why can't I marry her? And you know what he told me today? I ain't messed with this girl in 5 years. But I was like, Lord, like, why couldn't I have her? And there was a couple of reasons that were obvious why. But you know what he told me? He said, she's not worthy. Now, I'm nobody's, king, whatever. But when someone doesn't want to live their life according to Christ, and you do, you may be out there doing some crazy stuff, but you know that you belong to Christ. And you're like, I got to stop this. I got to get back to where I know I belong. I got to do the will of God. If somebody does not have that frame of mind, they're unequally yoked. And you know what? They might not be worthy of you. They might not be. And you don't want to look at them like that because, like, who are you? Like, get out of here. Like, put your pants on like everybody else. That's not the point. The point is, what are you doing with your life? It's not the point of how you look, how much money you got. The point is, do you want to live for Christ or not? Do you want to be what God wants you to be or not? Somebody might not be worthy of you. They might not want to spend that time with the Lord. They might be one of these people who just, are playing God. You know what I'm saying? They playing God. They act like they want to be, or they just don't care. They might be in the club 3 times a week. You at home. You're like, I'm not, why do I need to keep going to the club? Y'all doing the same things. And going to different clubs, y'all are doing the same things. Like there's nothing there. Nobody's getting saved. Nobody cares about Christ. Everybody's drinking whatever. And they think that, because they're there that, I don't know what I don't know what they get out of it. And then you find out that, everybody's passing each other around like a cigarette or something. Like, oh yeah, I hit that. Like, wait, what? Bro, you what? Yeah, man, I hit that. Yeah, bro, me too. I hit that too. Like, and then the women are doing the same thing, like, because the women act like dudes now. I hit that. They're like, wait, what girl? Yeah, I hit that. Everybody's being passed around like cigarettes. I don't want to live that life. And it's not because I'm 51 years old. Because I could still go to the club and, I just don't want to live that life. It made me feel bad. It made me feel filthy. That's because I knew that I didn't belong there. I belong to Christ. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be fornicating. And you may miss it. You're going to spend a lot of nights alone. And God may, have somebody happen upon you or not. Your mission might be to be alone. It sounds cruel, but you belong to Christ. You are not your own. So I just wanted to say that, this girl I think about, I know it's a spirit that's constantly putting things in my head. Oh, if she saw you do this, she'd want you more. Or if they seen that you got a new car or you got new clothes, they're going to want to be with you. Oh, if you go and lift weights, if you work out, she's going to want to be with you. He's going to want to be with you. Nah, that's not the way it works. Because their heart was changed when they start sleeping with someone else. And when their soul got that other influence in them, you are no longer the person that matters. So no matter what you do, you're not going to get them back. It just doesn't work like that. Anyway, it's your boy Tune 2 man. Christ loves you, man. Love him back.